Yep, it all began in Poland. Germany, Poland. I bought Germany. But LS. LS! Yes, I'm LS. Lusifer Star, by the way. Of the LS colony ship. I mean, of the LSF colony ship. You want to know where I'm from. But yeah, we actually had it like this, so because you're coming in and you want to land, right? And because if you're going along on a bumpy road, if you're bouncing along, it has to do with the approach angle, basically. Not that anybody really cares, but because, you know, I always like tail draggers. I designed tail draggers. I love tail draggers. Like, the tail draggers were my life. Like I didn't even want to make the third nose wheel in the front. But basically, here, I'll draw real quick. Little winged aircraft. Okay, and then a little body like this, like that. Okay, and some wheels. Okay, now if you're an aircraft and you're flying along like this, and you hit some bumps, right? And you hit some bumps, you're gonna break your front landing gear, and you're gonna crash. You know, so the whole theory of the little wheel in the back. Oops, I forgot to draw my little wheel in the back. Wheel in the back, and plus rubber was insanely expensive in the old days. Like rubber tires were like $800, or like the equivalent of $800. I mean, they were like $12 or $50 back then, but the equivalent, like the price of the aircraft, the tires were a significant. Some people actually bought their aircraft without tires just because they couldn't afford the tires themselves. So anyway, so you're coming along like this. Okay, now if there's bumps ahead and you're like this, you'll just crash. Okay, so I mean with a front wheel, you know, they can lean back. If a good pilot can always just lean back, you know, and pull up on the stick and you know and kind of do this maneuver. But this plane will automatically do it, you know, where it starts out in this position. And plus, when you're stalled and you're landing, it stalls. Anyway, though, I just like this tail. Okay, look, they're about the same. Okay, it's about the same. But the whole idea is that basically, when you're coming down, you'll land. You'll land so you won't endo. Basically, it was a safety thing, really. So that's why my first aircraft were all like this. Anyway, LS. Rear wheel drive. I did a lot of stuff like RWD, rear wheel drive. Rear wheel steer, actually. It was RWS, actually. Rear wheel steer. You steered with a rear wheel. We put these little like little pedals, and you could turn the little back spake or tire. There is actually no RWD. There is RWS. Anyway, they get it all confused later on. It stood for rear wheel steering. And this plane is RWS certified. Rear wheel steering. Oh, those were the days. It was me and the world. We were mounting guns on them for the very first time. We'd use a checkered flag for winning and stuff, but anyway, though. But yeah, you know, when you're coming in like this and you're landing, well, you know, it's easier if your front wheel's up. You know, if you you know, learn how to fly. And if you ever learn how to fly, you'll understand what I mean. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, though, a lot of people would hit bumps and then they would break the nose gear on the aircraft. Like on some runways, you got to come in like this and have a good angle to your tires. Otherwise, when you hit that bump, you know, it'll basically endo or it'll break off one of the landing gears. So you got to go like this a lot. And but on a tail dragger, you know, automatically wants to do that, and so you just kind of look down and you just go, you know, pulling back on the stick, and you're just, you know, landing a tail dragger is like the easiest thing in the world. is so easy because you're just looking right down. And you're just like people used to love my tail draggers because you'd get in, you just hit the throttle, and just and you're just going upside down and strapped in. Like people like I'm serious. One of the old biplane tail draggers. People love those things. They were like a lot of fun because you just go up and then you'd go and then it would stall. Well, we didn't have the back then, the little sensors. We added that later on. But basically, they would stall and then they would just go and then like this. And then you just pull right back up. Like, I'm serious. People love those things because you just go up. They unless you had a huge like a hurricane wind, you could just go up all day and just. I mean, they were impossible. People used to say your aircraft are actually impossible to crash because they'd go up there and they would hit left, and do these like crazy maneuvers, like spiral all the way down, and then at the last minute just pull up. And they used to tell me, your aircraft are impossible to crash. Basically, unless you had a tree, they're impossible to crash. Like those things, you can't break them apart. You can't do anything. I mean, they're as forgiving as your mother or whatever. I forget what they actually told me, but basically, they loved my aircraft. Everyone loved like it was the best thing in the world. They were light, they were fast, they had high power. We had high performance engines in them, so it was just. I mean, people were almost like, why buy cars? Yeah, my car market went. Well, as soon as we got the power ratio up on the aircraft, because there's a problem of the engines. A low horsepower doggy engine is fine for cars, but when you try and get up in the air, it's not going to do it. You need a high performance, really good engine. So the aircraft market was kind of like, yeah, we don't know if this is ever going to take off. It's kind of funny. People were like, we don't really know if this is ever going to take off, but if it does, you're going to be the guy. That's there because I was just dumping money into it. So anyway, so then we finally got the engines good enough, and like I said, we even got a steam powered aircraft. Like, a lot of people denied my steam-powered aircraft. Like, there was never a steam-powered aircraft. It's like, no, we had a steam-powered aircraft. We also had an alcohol engine. We might have even had a wooden engine aircraft. There might have been, like, a wooden engine aircraft that ran on alcohol that actually took flight. There might be some really ridiculously old stuff. I remember some crazy, crazy stuff. Because, like, well, what else are you going to do, Ellis? It's like, well, I don't know. We're stuck here, aren't we? So, I mean, we're just kicking here. I mean, we're from a colony ship, and we're just taking particle samples and everything else like that. Like, we'd be here hundreds of trillions of years. So, I was like, well, let's mess around. I mean, this place is like heaven. Like, you have everything you could possibly ever want. Water, food. I mean, it's not ever going to get too cold or too hot. You can just go inside of a mine shaft. There are huge underground caverns built. There's all kinds of places that there are these deep mines that flooded. And all you got to do is bail them out. And there's like cities underground. And then you have your fresh water down there and everything. Like there's huge underground caverns where it's like whole cities down there. And all you got to do is bail out the water and then make sure no more water gets in there. And then you have an underground city. Like, it's all down there. Already set up. Like, everything. Well, then there's no food or anything, no toilets, but I mean, like, the actual caves and like stuff is down there already. So it's already been dug out. So, which is like 90% of the work. So anyway, so yeah. So I mean, anyway, so we're just kicking it. I mean, this is like paradise. So that's who I am, and that's what I did. And I was like, you can fly. We can fly. Let's fly. I want to fly. I was like, I want to fly. And so anyway, yeah, we flew. So, took us a while. Like I said, this took us like a couple 100,000 years. A couple million years, at least. We've been here a long time. A really long time. We've been here a couple billion years. So, just relaxing. Kicking it. That's why I say this stupid book says we've only been here 2,000 years or 4,000 years. It's like, that is junk. Throw that thing away. Like, we've been here billions of years. Billions upon billions upon billions of years. Like, that is stupid.
We've been here billions of years, like 100 trillion years is how long these two galaxies have been in existence. The Milky Way has been here 100 trillion years. The galaxy that's coming towards us has also been around 100 trillion years. This is 100 trillion years. So don't let them lie to you.